official sponsor of Formula Drift. Join the social app for car enthusiasts. Show off your rides. Connect with Formula Drift drivers and fans. Find your crew. Locate events. Watch exclusive Formula Drift clips powered by Throttle. Join the social app that brings together car lovers from across the globe. Go full throttle and download the app now.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
At O'Reilly Auto Parts, we know how important it is for your car to look sharp and run well. And we're here to make that as simple as possible. Get all the parts, accessories, and tools you'll need for your next project delivered right to your doorstep. Just place your order online and leave the rest to us. You'll have everything you need at your door with free shipping the very next day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All top 32 competitors are ready to go at Worldwide Technology Raceway near St. Louis.
Take your best shot.
Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome out to Worldwide Technology Raceway. We are from, look at that, the beautiful St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west. And I and myself, Jared Dienda, and my co-host ran upstairs because he is a hard-working man. He ran all the way from San Diego, because that's where he lives now, but also from Canada via here. And he's back in the booth. Ryan Lontaine is up here in the booth. Good to have you back, Ryan for Ryan. Sorry, Sage is sitting over. He's sulking. Look, he's crying over there a little bit. He missed being up here in the booth. We missed you. It was great to have Robin Ishida in the booth.
Yeah.
He was judging, but you're back here, and we're putting you right to work because you're judging, you're announcing. But how you doing, man?
Doing great. Trying to paint the track and do everything at the same time, but
yeah.
Helping the guys out. But they can handle it without me, I think.
Yeah. So this track, we've seen different setups here. We've seen that super fast was one of the fans and drivers' favorites on the far end of the track. Now what we've created here is very technical. It looks, we talk about unassuming, and our previous round in New Jersey talk about unassuming. Did you watch any of New Jersey?
I haven't had the chance.
Dude, I know you've been a busy man, and you had a really great event. What was the event that you were actually at? Because you helped put on the whole event.
Yeah, Hypercar Invitational out of Laguna Seca. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Amazing event. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
But New Jersey, what looked to be a very unassuming track, ended up being very dynamic, very difficult. And that's what I think what we're coming into here, because this seems to me like almost like a real condensed end of Seattle kind of bunching up of kind of turns.
Yeah, and we've changed the layout a little bit. We've added an outside zone where there used to be an inside clip. So that's going to add to the drivability, not only in qualifying that we're going to see tonight, but tandem, I think, is going to be so much better now with that outside zone where the inside clips used to be. That choke-up point's not going to be there anymore. It's a nice flowing outside zone. It does make it more challenging for the drivers because they're going right up against another concrete wall. But I think it flows a lot better when they get it right.
All right, so format today, it's ProSpec. That's what we're looking at here today. And keep in mind, ProSpec has been really fun so far. Robert Thorne, a newcomer into drifting, into Formula Drift ProSpec, comes out. This gentleman has raced McLarens. He's raced sports cars. He's raced a lot of different things, and that gentleman is a threat, and he's a thorn, no pun intended, in everybody else's side. Ben Hobson sits in second. Andrew Haitley, who came out swinging and got that win, if you can recall, all the way back in Florida. Here we are going into round 3 of the ProSpec Championship, the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. A little bit of a hiatus here, so I think that's a good opportunity. What do you think, and how does that play a role? July all the way. You got 2 months off to go to a brand new track for not only ProSpec but also Pro.
Yeah, I think it's going to give them time to kind of collect themselves, maybe repair some cars that got damaged, and really get them set up for that finale in Grantsville. It's a track that nobody really knows. I'm sure some people have driven there, but as a series, we haven't been there, and I don't think any real championship has been there. So I think it's going to be a new challenge for everybody, and I think that break is going to play into their benefit, I think.
Yeah, Utah Motorsports Campus, that is the track, formerly Miller Motorsports Park, once the longest racetrack in the world. It's a very dynamic, interesting track. So I've been out there with Nitro Rallycross, so it's going to be a great campus, and it's going to be a good time. So let's take a look at our Torque Drift course preview as our track is getting prepared. We saw some warming up, some practice overall. So Ryan, if you could walk us through what we're looking at here.
So as they come up to initiation, it's a short run up here. That's actually probably shorter than what it looks like. And then you go into outside zone 1 immediately. After outside zone 1, we got a big transition here. Try not to go up on the rumble strip because it will screw up your line a little bit. And then we have a nice outside zone number 2. This is the new one we were talking about. The inside clip is gone now, and it flows from outside zone 2 now out to outside zone 3 right here. They need to get their momentum right through here and only slow down after they transition as they go to outside zone number 4. And it's a little bit deceiving here. The track doesn't go all the way to the outside edge as it does in the game. And in reality here, we have a bit of a buffer, but it makes it even trickier for the drivers because they can't see that edge of the track. And here is the full layout with the points. The 4 sectors you can see there, green, purple, yellow, and blue, are worth 10 points each for line in those outside zones. And then the angle will be worth 10, 5, 5, and 10. So that's a total of 40 for line and 30 for angle. And that new outside zone, like I said, is going to be that new kind of question mark out there that I think everybody's going to not struggle with, but kind of work through today in practice and get themselves ready for qualifying.
To me, it looks like a Simon Says. Did you ever play that game?
Yeah.
So you got to hit those 4 sectors. All outside zones. I don't think in Formula Drift history we've ever seen a track with no inside clips. So this is, and I've seen some kind of dialogue from a lot of Japanese drivers saying inside clips maybe take away kind of the spirit of drifting. I think now it's going to be proof positive of, just good, flowy, not kind of having to buckle up, not having to bind up. This is going to create, we haven't seen a pass in quite some time, but overall, it being outside zones, how do you think that's going to play a role? If you could elaborate a little bit further, you already have, but
yeah, no, the outside zones, I think, lends itself to tandem a lot better. It's a layout, it's a style of track that just lets that chase car really get itself in the right position and not have that inside clip issue, let's say, to contend with, because sometimes those inside clips can be a little challenging for the chase car to get around cleanly. But now we're eliminating that from the challenge, I guess, here. So it's really making it easier, and I think it'll make for a better show. Definitely.
It's all about flow. Be like water, right? So that's what Bruce Lee says, and that's how these drivers are going to be. I'm Jared Deanda. This is Ryan Lontaine. So thank you so much for joining us here. Round 3 of the ProSpec Championship, the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, and this is round 6 of the overall ProSpec Championship. I'm excited for Utah, excited for Irwindale, excited to have Ryan Lontaine back up here in the booth. And sun's setting, and it's not as hot as it was last year. That was a real, Mother Nature was like, just claws were out, fangs were dug in, and it was just absolutely brutal last year, but it seems a little bit more tempered this year. How does that play a role?
Well, we're in the air conditioning, Jared, so
I'm not going to bring that
up. Those poor track guys out there. It was 96 today. It's still hot, but definitely not 103 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was pretty blistering. So speaking of blistering, the tires are going to be blistering here on the corners of these vehicles. When we come back, we'll get into ProSpec knockout qualifying. This is round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.
How does one car going wild in the mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
For those who don't settle when others do, who will give everything but won't give up. For those who believe in unlimited while others limit themselves. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
As you could see, the track is finally getting prepped here just a little bit more. The judges are down there painting. I mean, let's be honest, they're not up here in the booth. What do you think? What do you really think of Brian, and Chris, and and yourself, since
Well,
you're
let's
a
get
judge
down
as
to
well.
it, Jared. Since they're not here, that's really. I get my feelings out. I love them.
I'm joking. This is a really cool track. I love that. We've kind of expanded. It's been quite a few years. I think about 5, if I can keep in mind. And we've. St. Louis has a really strong drift scene. They've been coming here for a while, and with Worldwide Technology taking over the naming rights, they've done a really great job. And just with the progression of drifting on a grassroots level, Pro-Am, and now Pro-Spec, there's a lot of different vehicles that we've seen. Yesteryear was S13s and Corollas, and now BMWs have really made a rise. That's due to parts availability, the cars going down as far as access to entry of getting those vehicles.
Yeah.
But then again, the aftermarket has been really strong. Speaking of aftermarket, FCP Euro has stepped up majorly. The FCP Euro Cup, they're giving away thousands of dollars per round, and then they're giving away $10,000 overall to the highest finishing BMW that's running an FCP Euro Cup sticker. That's pretty amazing.
And we have 4 of them, I see here.
And there they are. Take a look. That's the standings right now.
So out of those 5 cars, Robert Thorne, like you said, newest driver in the series, and I don't know, you can say
Powerhouse.
dominating at the moment, right?
Yeah.
He's leading the championship, which in terms of a new driver coming in, fairly unexpected. You've got Dmitry Brutsky, who won, what, 2...
He's two-time
champion.
Two-time going for his 3rd championship right now.
Right, and he's in 3rd position. So it's Andy Haitley coming in with that E46. He never looked comfortable in that E30. And I don't know if it was him or if it was the car, or if it was just there wasn't that mesh that went together, the two of them. He is blowing everybody's mind right now with that E46. The level of driving that he's achieving, the comfort level, the speed, the precision. It's like a whole new driver just getting into that new chassis. So it's fantastic to see him doing well. And then Amanda Sorensen in 5th with her E46 as well, right?
Yeah.
It's an E46 with an E92.
E46 with the E92 skin.
Like
it's
body on it or whatever. Yeah.
It's the S14.9, so carry the 1. E40, it's a E70, Joking. All right, well, when we come back, the course should be all set and ready to go here for our knockout qualifying Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. I'm Jared Deanda, Ryan Lontaine. Our judges will be joining us up here, Brian Egger and Chris Yule, in just a moment.
Yeah, you want a cold one? Yeah.
So how you feeling, man? Ready to roll. That spotter from yesterday is like, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, we're doing something right.
So I want to make sure that you judges know that hopefully all the lead guys are doing what I believe is right, which is shut it down, go hard ball.
Talk about it. You're really practicing for you, Freddie. Woo! A little too much.
You make the change the whole car.
Oh yeah.
4 laps and like, hey guys, the car was amazing the first time. Can we go back?
Yeah. But they gotta be pumped about it, because like you're finding what works.
Myself. You did? Yep. Got a welded diff. I'm trying to make it a drift. There you go, man. Do you have any advice? Grab a set of coilovers next. Really? On the track? Yeah, I was full. That was the worst crash I've probably ever had.
He hit, what's his face? Hit Matt in the left rear.
I watched the whole
Which then
thing.
did left rear, right rear, right, left, the whole thing.
Yeah. Over on new just for the total weight of the car fully loaded, and then I would like to measure it. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. We'll do all that I want. Thank you guys.
Hey, I just want to get in their head that I'm there. Yes. It's time. For real, it's time.
No, for real.
Yeah, I know. I got it. I know what I have to do. And then go spend a couple days at home before flying back. Nice. Yeah. Really good.
This is definitely the great equalizer. Having that short stretch between corners, the fast cars and the big tire isn't getting away. This is rad.
You got it. You got it. This is the way. Almost no words there.
You got a big old check, buddy.
Yeah, but you got it.
You know how many hot dogs you had?
For those who don't settle when others do, who will give everything but won't give up. For those who believe in unlimited while others limit themselves. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
The first time you try Pedal Commander, you'll feel oh yeah.
In Rockstar Energy Drink. This is Matt Wall, the twin turbo figure. As you see, Tanner fast going through the paces. Solid line here, great angle. Woo, good initiation from Dot. Did you see that main flick entry? Just gangster right there.
Good job right there by Osmo, but look at Odie Bocci's diving right in on the attacking
positioning now. Ryan Turf really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens up to the front clip, as does Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by Denofa.
And then he just keeps on going past. And Frederick Osmo fills all that outside zone. That's a right there.
Looking in roll tide. Here we go.
Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Spread your mouth, go right there. And now bring around that final clip. Approach, pull the tire up.
So qualifying playing a role here in Long. I'm Dylan Hughes, Formula Drift Pro Driver, and today we're going to talk about Royal Purple HPS and what actually goes into it. There's a lot of talk about additives, and Royal Purple has its proprietary Centerlick technology. It is fortified with a high level of zinc phosphorus anti-wear additive for exceptional protection against heat and wear. Its high film strength improves sealing between the piston ring and cylinder wall for maximum horsepower and torque. Royal Purple HPS, race car technology for the street.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and Robert Thorne, every Robert has its thorn. Every, right? The Guns N' Roses? No? Nothing? All right. All right, well, Robert Thorne is on the line. What is that? Oh, that is poison. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Look, look, stick to judging, okay, Brian? Here are the keys to success. Let's start this engine. Here is what we're looking at. GT Radial, the official spec tire of ProSpec. What is it?
We're looking for a fast and accurate initiation, Jared. We want to see them snap that car to angle and get into outside zone 1. They need to fill outside zone 1 fully, all the way to the end of it, to get lined up properly for that new outside zone 2. They don't want to get up on that rumble strip, so that helps them do that by getting out wide there. And they need to carry momentum through 2 and 3 and finish the track, drift over the finish line. Very important point.
And that'll really come into play for tomorrow. You know, some of the cars come unwound and run into each other, but thank you again. Every Robert has its thorn. With this ASM BMW, look at that, as we're talking about, and this is a great way to start it, filling all of the outside zone 1. Not the deepest, but definitely dials it in. That back left tire, excuse me, about to say right, but look at that, Robert Thorne. A little bit of correction there going into outside zone 3. Now coming into outside zone 4, but he got, look at that, gets close to the wall. Oh my gosh, Thorne has,
that line, wow.
What a way, I mean, we always talk about it, putting that, you know, running towards that wall, getting that sticker, hitting it high on that wall, and Thorne darn near perfected it.
Yeah, it looked really good. That was a great run, especially to start off qualifying. That's the way to do it right there. So we see him coming through the chicane. And let's watch this initiation. This is a great view to watch that initiation. Nice snap. Could have been a little bit deeper at the beginning of outside zone 1. Didn't fully get into it there, but look at this transition here. Nicely done. Gets all the way into the box. Beautiful line. And then right here, like you said, just a little bit of angle correction there. Not too bad, but definitely a movement in the car. And then beautiful line through 4. And he's got the benefit of fresh white lines there. Yeah. So good job. Great job.
That was good. And I'm getting really excited about the flow of it, you know, and I think what's really going to stand out, you know, if we can allude to what we're going to see, the essence of head-to-head, I think this is really going to make for a dynamic track. You could just see, look at the flow, minimal wheel work. You saw that slight little jiggle, it did not fold, going to that final outside zone. So great job by the ASM driver, Big Duck Club. You can see TireStacks.com, GT Radial, Robert Thorne, who is our current points leader, rolls over the scales, making sure he's a spec over there in Kevin's Corner. If you haven't seen it, the feature of Kevin's Corner. Some really cool videos and inside of what's going on in the pits. Some calamity, some high stress, high intensity scenarios.
A lot of Dr. Pepper being consumed.
Yeah, that Kevin is, I mean, I guess it's all equatable. I mean, he stopped drinking as many beers as he used to, so whatever he stopped, I started. So I drink whatever beer, but he drinks way more sodas because I don't drink any sodas, to be quite honest. So there are our hot pits. You can see our Pro Spec. We do have some pro drivers as well. All right, submitting. You could see Hansen there chilling. Rudy Hansen, the neon yellow, just leaning up against the car, posted up, waiting. Big track here, Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. I mean, they see, you know, the Cup Series here. They see IndyCar here.
Yeah.
A lot of different forms of motorsports, and Worldwide Technology, a fantastic local company that's really wrapped their arms around this venue, and I think they've done a really good job with it.
What is Worldwide Technology, Jared?
I've looked it up before, and I don't want to misspeak.
Okay.
So a 76. So I'm a little surprised at that. So style. So not a big did not attack that outer 2 wall. I like this. Wow. So I'm just going to put you on blast. Chris Yule, our style judge, says did not attack that outside second wall. Okay. Well, 17, that's out of 30. So keep that in mind. 33 out of 40, 26 out of 30, and 17 out of 30. Wow. That was yeah. This is going to be, Chris, you got to stick to your guns now, bro. We just saw a pretty solid run. It's okay. You know. Here we go. Next up, Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson throwing down. Coral Works, Automotive Innovation, Motegi Racing, S14.5. Let's see him throw it in here. Big snappy transition. Now coming in that final. No, not the final. Ooh, a lot of shimmy. Goes off course. Oh boy. Currently second in points. That is not indicative of his current stance right now. That was 3 off. Yeah. Hobson, what happened, man? Unfortunately.
Started off strong, Jared. Big swing here at initiation. You see the car braking angle one way, big flick into initiation. Dropped a tire slightly there in outside zone 1. Came into outside zone 2. Bit of a lock up there. Didn't rotate the car quite right, and then it kind of fell apart from here. He went really wide too early for outside zone number 3, sorry. Got some very big corrections taken care of there, and then dropped 3 tires as he crossed the finish line, unfortunately. So here's another look at that replay. Again, dropping his tire on outside zone number 1, and then kind of staying in it too late. You can see the rotation happened very, very late there for outside zone number 2. And this is where it all fell apart. He goes really, really wide here, drops the tire before the zone, straightens up a couple of times. As he transitions the car here, he's just going too fast, I think, and overshoots as he gets back on throttle. And that's 3 tires off the course, which will be an incomplete for Hobson, unfortunately.
That is a big, big downfall there for Hobson. Now, keep in mind, today is knockout qualifying. I'm seeing 35 drivers on the list. We do know that Chance Crooks is not here, so that knocks it down to 34. We will take top 32. Say it again. And Lucas Torno. So quickly, 33 drivers, but that's if everybody remaining is still here. So Hobson, unfortunately, hobbles his way back down to the pits. And a less than ideal run for our currently second in points. See Dustin Miles there, skin to win.
Is that the shirtless gentleman with the phone in his hand?
Dustin just, you know, letting it breathe, baby.
Letting everything breathe.
Sun's out, guns out. You know what I mean? All right, those are the hot pits down there for the PROSPEC.
I think he's getting on the line.
Is that D-Mads over there? I think Derek Madison.
Oh, do you see him flexing?
Yeah, I did. So that is an incomplete, unfortunately, for our Automotive Innovation, Coral Works, Motegi Racing driver Hobson will have an incomplete. Andy Haitley driving Habanero. That's all he calls it, man. But the Haitley Motorsports Habanero E46. Doing for Gonzo. He's a lovable husky. Brings on in that first outside zone. Had a less than ideal New Jersey round, but now looks like back to the running. Slam stance. Good style there. Very fluid. You saw minimal correction from those front wheels. So with, oh boy.
That was a late transition.
Yep.
You see that coming.
Oh, he just hung on to it too long. Never let go, Andy. Yeah. So we saw a lot of practice here. Ryan, what's going through these drivers' minds? Why do you think they're making mistakes here? You know, is it like we talked about, unassuming but very difficult? Is approaching that final outside zone? That's where Hobson messed up. I mean, yes, outside zone 3, but it seems like outside zone 4 is very difficult.
I would say that this is qualifying jitters, Jared.
Okay.
through practice, we saw very few issues with the driving. You know, we saw some tires off. Now and then somebody would straighten up or go off course, you know, within 2 or 3 hours of practice, not 2 cars in a row like this.
Right.
I think it's just qualifying that they're trying to be perfect. They're trying to be exactly precise everywhere they're going. And he just hung onto the angle too long there as well, and the car snapped on him.
That was amazing.
See that. I think it's just what happens in qualifying, the mental stress of qualifying. You know, we talked to J.R. Hildebrand, who would compete in IndyCar, you know, and he said that this was the most stressful thing that he's ever done driving-wise, is getting in a car and trying to put down 2 laps in qualifying. And it was more stressful than qualifying for the Indy 500 or racing in it. That says a lot, you know, just the amount of pressure that's on these drivers to be inch perfect on, you know, 1 lap after having sat for 20 minutes to an hour without driving. So,
you know, and they're fresh off the course. I don't think, you know, we talked about this in Orlando where they got really hot conditions and then go under the lights. 2 very different. I don't think that it's that drastic right now. I saw that, you know, coming in, I flew in today and saw some of the temperatures that some of the drivers are posting of the tarmac. They're saying 115, 120, it's hot. So, but I don't think it's a contrast from really practice to qualifying. Speaking of qualifying, Dimitri Brutsky, Drift HQ, Link Engine Management, BMW user, Team Never Settle, 2-time defending PROSPEC champion, brings into that 3rd outside zone. Let's see how he handles outside zone 4. Everybody was waiting until the last minute. Yes, he did. So he does exceed that. So that, you know, so you saw the box with no stripes. Going into the stripes, clarify for us, Ryan, is that off course?
It is. He put a tire off, and that won't be a major deduction. It might be a couple of points maybe for that area on line. Not really that big, and I think that you're better off doing that than being way on the inside or something, you know. So, you know, putting in the effort like that and making a good run overall with a small error, not really that much of a problem overall. You'll still get a great score for this run.
Good initiation. We saw a great start there from Brutsky. I'll let you kind of analyze it, Ryan, and you don't have to walk us through it. Good angle there. You can see just locked and loaded, brings an outside zone 3. I'd like to see a little bit more angle, not super dynamic, but I think that's smart. Temper the flame. You're not going to win in qualifying. Does look like 2 tires off. So where those stripes are, imagine, if you will, if those stripes in that section, that's dirt. Okay, so like in the other areas when you go off, you see grass being thrown up, you see some landscaping being done. Not the case here, but they still are going to be docked some points for going offline.
Yep, that's right. Looking at his transition here, he did a great job. You can see the front wheels not moving once the car gets to angle, so he's really getting the car set. And, you know, we've seen cars with more angle through there, so it can be done, but I think he's playing it safe while being on a pretty solid line as well.
2-time defending champ Dimitri Brutsky, currently sitting 4th in points.
So I think the scores are in.
And what are, so we have clarified that Chris Ewell is our style judge. Ryan,
Correct.
What are you judging?
I'm judging angle, and Brian is judging line.
Brian Egger is line judge.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Bry line. And then Ryan Lontaine is our angle judge. And Mr. Chris Ewell is our style judge. And it just rules with an iron fist today.
Iron fist.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, you'll have to impress him.
Yes.
So that's what they call him around these parts. Yeah, are we here to party? I mean, you know, is this a piñata, or is this just, you know, is this just a blow-up doll? You know what I mean? I just bounce it around, or, you know, no, we need to see some candy, baby. Crack this thing open.
I would like some candy right now.
Let's
I know
go.
Ryan Sage always has candy.
He's got some organic cookies or something.
He's ignoring me right now.
And judges are requesting a different view of outside zone 2, just seeing that line.
Looking for accuracy, Jared. Not only from the drivers, but from the cameraman.
and finding those right angles, and we've been spoiled over the years, and not to say spoiled, but the progression of it has required, and with the builds and with the sponsors and everybody that comes in, the refinement and expectations are getting just that, more refined and requested. So
here we go.
All right, here we go with Dmitry Brutsky taking a second look at it. This is outside zone 1, and outside zone 2 is what.
That's very precise, Jared.
That looks really good. So
here we go.
If you're analyzing angle, walk us through what you're looking for.
I'm looking for the amount of angle, but I'm also looking for the stability in the angle. And you can see there that once his angle is set, his front wheels are not moving. So that is really important, because if you see the front wheels doing a lot of movement there, that means that, you know, they're on the wheel sawing away and they're trying to correct the car, and it's not stable and it's not set. The fact that you could see he was set and locked in every zone.
86 and 86 for Dmitry Brutsky. Dmitry Brutsky. So 35, 27, 24. Here we go, Alex Jaeger. Alex Jaeger and the Forsberg Racing Nissan 370Z. Let's see how Alex performs. Comes in hot. First outside zone. Take a look at those front wheels as third outside zone. Really good job filling all of it. Good transition into that last outside zone. Really digging deep. You can see just hanging that bumper over that section, and it's gonna fare well for Mr. Jaeger.
Yes. Trying to get that tire on the line. You know, if they hit those outside zone markers, not as important. We're really looking at where the tire's placed on the track. So let's look at the initiation. He gets the car snapped to angle. Looks very settled. He's almost right on that outside line, so really good there. Transitioning the car, again, really settled. The front end's not moving around. As he comes from zone 2 to zone 3, slight reduction in angle there, and then pours it back on, and that's sort of expected in that area. It's very difficult to maintain a high amount of angle. And then as he comes into zone 4 there, you can see the car rotating nicely, getting the car settled into zone 4, running a nice line. So it's a really nice run from Alex Jaeger. Just looks very calm. It doesn't look frantic, and he looks like he's putting the car in all the right places. You know, the car's going where he's expecting it to go. So you can see his tire there right on that outside line again through outside zone number 2 as he comes to 3. Pretty accurate. He might have left outside zone 3 a little bit early, but look at his transition here. His transition may have been a little bit controlled there, so Chris is probably going to deduct a point or two for that transition going into 4. It looked a little bit too controlled, but overall a really great run.
All right, remember the replay is brought to you by Air Force, the official military sponsor of Formula Drift. And thank you to TireStacks.com, the official tire service provider of the ProSpec Championship. Also, Throttle. You might have seen the commercial and the ad for it. Throttle, spelled with a D, T-H-R-O-D-L-E, is a premier social app where people can connect and talk about cars without ads or unwanted content. This community of engaged car and motorsport fans can connect with one another through their shared passion of cars, groups, and experiences that drive the automotive culture. Download it today. Throttle is an all-in-one app for all things cars. Also, as an official sponsor of FD for 2022, Throttle is guaranteeing a total prize payout of $4,000 for the ProSpec Championship season. The top 3 finishers who qualify for the contingency at each round. Thank you to Throttle and their support. Download it today. Actually, line, I am hearing that will probably be a 32 as opposed to a 34, so that will be a 76. So just an FYI, 76. So just an FYI, that will be adjusted to a 76 after. There we go. So there's the correct score: 32, 26, and 18 out of 30 again. Chris ruling with that iron fist over there. FCP Euro knockout qualifying. Who do we have here? Evan Bogovic. field suspension, or excuse me, the pedal commander. Nice 14. Can't miss it. Got stars like bars. Here we go. That's second outside zone. So we talk about that confidence of that sawing from Bogovic. Now it looks like he's got it dialed. Big angle at Bogovic, but you saw him take it out of it, right? So you saw no white, and then you saw a lot of white, and that just goes to show you just kind of snapping back. Unfortunate for Bogovic.
Yeah,
that's from an angle perspective, but
it is. There was a hesitation there too. You can tell he was trying to catch the car from spinning, so he threw it to big angle. The car slowed down a bit, and then he got back on throttle. So Chris will probably get him on style there as well for that little error. So as we watch the replay that's coming up, like you said, looking for the movement in the front wheels. With white wheels, it's very easy to see. So let's have a look here. Pretty subtle in outside zone 1. The car looked like he was running at high angle through zone 1. Bit of a bobble there through outside zone 2. And as he comes to outside zone 3, that typical reduction in angle and pouring some more on. Transition to the car here, you can see he goes to big angle, grabs the handbrake, slows down, and gets back on throttle. So definitely some corrections through outside zone number 4.
Just kind of snapping back.
All right, so let's watch in slow motion. Pretty good initiation, gets back on throttle quickly. Car looks settled there through outside zone number 1. Looked pretty solid through there. Outside zone 2, little bobble right there, so slight correction. As he comes to outside zone number 3, pouring on the angle like we talked about in the briefing, and then right here, you see an over rotation, catches the car, grabs the handbrake, keeps it at an angle, and it comes over the finish line. So overall, pretty good run, but just some mistakes that were kind of peppered throughout, and each judge will have some deductions for each one of those mistakes.
Just an FYI, Worldwide Technology is a privately held technology services provider based here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, just to clarify.
All right.
And there is our current qualifying leaderboard. Brudsky up top. And it looks like Bogovic with a 67, but we're seeing, already 2 incompletes. You just want to be in that not so great 8, the bottom 8, because that's how our knockout qualifying format works. Everybody will have 1 run. We'll take the bottom 8, and then they will re-rack those drivers. TLO, Tommy Lemaire. S-Spec, S-Chassis, he is definitely a threat. He's totally risen to the occasion this year. This is the guy right here at St. Louis. Like Toronto, could have been a little deeper there. It didn't seem fluid.
He wasn't rotated before he pulled it, so it really slowed down his rotation. It just kind of stalled the car up, unfortunately. That, I don't know if it was because he was rolling towards outside zone 4 in a manner that he didn't feel comfortable with. Maybe he was going towards the wall and he needed to slow the car down. But let's see here, good initiation, big swing there. Could have been a little deeper in the second half of outside zone number 1. And you can see the handbrake pull there as well. It was a little bit early. The car wasn't fully transitioned yet, but a decent drop through the rest of the zone. Bit of a bobble right there, and then watch the handbrake pull. You see the way the car stalled on the rotation? It really stopped it from rotating in the manner that we'd like to see. So I don't know why. He's done it twice in 1 run now, where he's pulled that handbrake early. So that's not ideal in terms of getting that car to the amount of angle that he wants.
Maybe that's compensating for either, grip or has too much grip, or what exactly is going on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. It's possible.
TLO on and off the scales. Good to go. And Tommy Lemaire with a 65. A 65. 65 for TLO. Next up, local boy. He's got a lot of fans here. They're going to be cheering him on. Didn't have the best year here last year, so he really wants to step up. I know, again, referencing social media coming in here, he says, got some kinks worked out, ready to throw down. This is his home track. Derek Madison, D-Mads, is up next. DMADs in that in that fuel systems, Team Infamous S14 pulling over to the start line. See what you got, Madison. Do you think it's a benefit only having 4 rounds, or do you think it's advantage or disadvantage?
I think it's an advantage. It just gives this class of competition.
Into that first outside zone. Coming into the second. Looks like it's really ripping through the course. Now that third outside zone. Now into the final. Just didn't get all the way out there. Just kind of just a little, just barely dipping his toe in. We really need that impact. You know, it just seems like it's like it seems like he's got someplace to go. You know, like he's got a dinner date or something. So
this classic. All right, so let's have a look at the replay here.
Take a look.
As he gets the angle, you can see his line is suffering. He's not getting all the way wide on outside zone number 1. As he transitions the car for zone 2, again, not as deep as he'd like to see him. Zone 3, sort of the same. He's a little bit better on zone 3, actually, a little bit deeper than he's been in the other zones. And then right here on zone 4, actually goes out of the zone box for a split second there. So definitely not getting the car where he wants it to be. Yeah, outside zone 1, off quite a bit. As he transitions that car, a little bit deeper in the beginning of zone number 2, but I think he came off of it a little bit early. So definitely like to see him deeper there. Zone 3, did an okay job through zone 3. And then as he goes to zone 4, that's where it really fell apart. You can see him coming out quite a bit of that zone. Not deep enough. Should have been a lot deeper in that zone all the way through.
Derek Madison completes his run, waiting for his score.
They're getting, oh yeah. Okay.
And yeah, Ryan, so as you can see, all the vehicles are rolling up onto the ramps there. Those are scales to check the weight because they need to be within a particular spec weight.
Yeah, they all have to be within the appropriate weight for the tires that ProSpec run, so they can't be underweight. And they need to be checked so that people aren't changing things throughout the season. Just little checks that we do to make sure everybody's playing fair.
All right, so Derek Madison with a 66, and he is sitting in 5th place. And here we go next up with Casey Cole. Casey Cole, M-Spec S14.9. All right, Casey Cole. Now coming to that first outside zone. Surrounding the track into the second outside zone, Casey Cole. Nice job. Really digging deep, pulling straight in there. Yeah, so just like kind of going for it, but then backed off. And that final outside zone, riding the edge. Well done.
Nice line around outside zone 4.
Yeah, some good line outside zone 4. That looked pretty. Let's take a look at it again here alongside Casey Cole.
Pretty good initiation as he gets the angle. Left outside zone 1 a little bit early, but the angle's looking solid as he transitions here. Sort of a slower transition into zone number 2, and then you can see a complete lack of angle there. Coming into outside zone 3. Pretty good job there. And look at that line he ran all the way through outside zone 4. Beautiful job on zone 4. Yeah, we're looking at this. We're looking at this reinitiation here after outside zone 2, and this view should give us a much better view of it. So watch his front wheels here, Jared. He goes completely straight, and then has to reinitiate.
Yeah, outside of zone 2 going into 3. You saw the transition. Yeah, so you just see the kind of correction, straightens it out. That's not ideal. Casey Cole. Now coming to that first outside zone. All right, let's take a look here.
Yeah,
see if
so
we get the angle.
Yeah, we're trying to get the full view of those front wheels as he comes through this area. Yeah, you can hear a clutch kick and a reinitiation. So generally we go off of if it's a reinitiation or not, or if it's just something you can kind of power through.
This might be telling as well.
Yeah, perfectly straight. Yeah, so I think it's going to be an incomplete for that one. Jared, unfortunately, just lost drift and had to reinitiate the car.
So reinitiation. It's not so much because just the evolution of the rules. At one point, you're like, hey, if your tires were in line, you straightened out. That would be. But the big case here is the reinitiation.
Exactly. Had the wheels gone straight slightly and the car was still on throttle and he was still making that attempt, it would have been a big deduction on angle. But that was unfortunately a full straight reinitiation, so it's an incomplete.
All right, so Brudski leads the pack. Again, two-time defending champion, going for his third in a row. His motto's never settled, seems to be the case. Alex Jager sits in second comfortably, and Thorne sits in third. Continuing on here, as we have Brian Wadman. Liquimali is in that Pedal Commander burnout box, and now exits out. Heads over to the start line. Sun setting, temperatures dropping just a little bit, but the punishment of the sun is definitely welcomed from these drivers, crew, and staff. Brian Wadman now on the start line. Let's see what we got. Start chicane that will be instituted in head-to-head. Not so in qualifying. Turns on the smoke machine. Flicks it in. Let's see how it is. Set it outside zone. Wadman gets in there. Gets deep. I like that. Definitely like to see a different angle on that. Final outside zone. Ooh, almost rotating. Yeah, that was snappy, or just kind of, aggressive.
So what I want to look at is initiation. It's a different style initiation than what we've seen so far. Typically, people are doing the little Scandinavian flick, but as you can see here, Brian Wadman does a straight line initiation as he comes to angle there. So it's a sort of a different style than we've seen, and it's not worse. It's as long as the driver gets the car to angle quickly, accurately, and smoothly. So you can see a bit of a pour on of angle right there, but big transition. I think that big transition kind of hurt his outside zone 4 attempt, unfortunately. So what I want to look at is initiation. Overall, had a couple of moments of high energy through his run.
Yeah, Wadman's when he's on, he's definitely an exciting driver to watch.
Yeah, look at the angle through zone 4. That was really nicely done.
And Wadman pulling off the scales. And Wadman waiting for his scores. You can see the St. Louis Arch off in the distance. And a 72 for Wadman puts him up to 4th. So a good score for Wadman. Probably one of the best we've seen, if I can recall, from him this year. After Wadman, we got Steve Misko. Steve Misko, the Misko Motorsports S14. Who, again, another driver. Definitely has made some noise over the years. Let's see what Steve Misko's got. Initiating that first outside zone, coming in. Real big smoke machine coming off that second outside zone. Good angles all over the track, you know, barely almost going off course. You know, I think what these drivers get really sketched out at, right? You know, we're kind of analyzing it and just looking at that singular moment, right? Taking it kind of out of context. When they go and initiate from outside zone 3 and 4, the wall goes away from them, so it's kind of coming towards them, but they have to dig deep. Definitely has made some noise.
Arc around it. Yeah. And they're probably watching themselves on the big screen up here as they approach outside zone 4 as well. So nice initiation there from Misko. Decent job at outside zone 1. Transition could have been a little snappier there to outside zone number 2. It was a little bit lazy. As he comes to outside zone number 3, you can see the low angle, maybe a little bit lower than what we've been seeing. And then as he transitions here, huge slowdown, real big stall up right there, and he misses outside zone 4 because of it. Kind of drops all of his momentum off. Nice little flick on initiation. Could have been deeper in outside zone 1 slightly, but pretty good job through there. And again, that transition, a little bit slow, could have been snappier there. See a little bit of left foot brake as he comes through outside zone number 2. Through 3, a little low on angle at the beginning, but pours it on. And then right here, you can see big slowdown, and it kind of forces him to miss that outside zone number 4 area.
Got rowdy on his car, definitely needs to live up to that, but you know, that I think that gave a good angle and was a good indicator of that wall that kind of comes out at you and all the drivers when they go into that final outside zone. Misko waits for his score. Next up, Matta, Austin Matta. It don't matter because it does matter. Where are you at? Over there in that Pedal Commander burnout box, making his way over here. Misko heads in. Austin headed over. And here comes Austin off that start line. And let's see what Austin goes. All right, here we go. Austin continues on. Here we go. We'll get back to the Misko score in just a moment. Oh, and Austin's hard on the wall, exploding it back. Oh, that's a hard hit.
Yeah, that
shuts her down. That was a big hit. Oh, man. All right, so unfortunately that will be an incomplete for Austin. I know he always likes to push, but the wall don't care. Oh man, the weeping wall, more like the weeping back bumper. And waiting for Misko's score. And here we take a look at it again.
Yeah, this is just a miscalculation, Jared. You can see he's going to come into outside zone 2, and I'm sure he's seeing the lower style points from some drivers and thinking that this is an opportunity to earn some points that other drivers have not. It just goes a little too deep in there. So, you know, we want drivers to attack that zone.
Yeah.
We want them to get in there and make it look risky, but he just went a little bit too deep with that attempt, unfortunately. And all right, and here's Steve Misko's score. He gets a 64.
64 for Misko. Puts him into 8th. And here are the points on the line for each round of competition. Of course, first place, perfect, 100 points. Second place, 91. Third and fourth, there's a no consolation battle for third place, so both of them get 80. Fifth through eighth get 67, 52. Ninth through 16th, 17th, and up 35 points. And those are the updated points for 2022.
Qualifying also gets some points, no?
And qualifying gets points as well, right? 3, 2, 1.
Qualifying points.
Nate Chen in the burnout box.
3, 2, 1. So that can make a difference this year. That's why qualifying is seen as a little bit more important now. You know, before people could be a little more strategic maybe with where they were trying to position themselves lower down the ladder, just so they could have an advantage of where they flow through the different areas on the bracket. But now there's actually an advantage to qualifying first. You get an extra 3 points, which at the end of a season, if you get a few first places, you know, it could be 3, 6, 9.
Right.
You know, it adds up if you start doing well in the qualifying side of things.
And that's kind of what I touched on briefly with you is, you know, is it an advantage or disadvantage having 4 rounds or 8 rounds? I would think it'd be, you know, obviously it's tough to have 8 rounds, but overall from a championship standpoint, I think if you might have a throwaway round, you know, and also we've seen championships be crowned like Chris Forsberg without a win. So there's certain pros and cons to either having 8 rounds or 4 rounds. All right, Nate Chen, leading the start line. Let's see if Nate's got a little brown cloud being thrown up. So going to second outside zone. Put the masseuse into that thing. Get into the final outside zone. So talking about that angle and kind of what you're looking at here, Ryan, walk us through kind of in the judge's mind, if you would, on Nate Chen's run here.
Yeah, let's look at his initiation. Getting the car snapped. Nice flick. Got the car to angle, but it drove in after he initiated, so he did not fill outside zone 1. Really put him on the inside line. Right here, you're going to watch his angle reduce slightly. Right there. And those are the kind of mistakes that we're looking at as a deduction. The front wheels didn't go fully straight, but he was still on throttle. He was still making that effort, and he was still on momentum. You know, his momentum was still flowing through the track as well. So those are the types of things that we can not overlook, but we will not give an incomplete to. We will just give a deduction to as the car went to a low rate of angle, but it's still chaseable, and it's still at a slight amount of angle. So of course he's going to get a deduction there, but he will not receive an incomplete for that in that situation. So that's a good example of what we're looking for in terms of staying on throttle and making that effort.
Let you put down your score here as Nate Chen going to see if he's fighting weight. Over 10 drivers in now, lucky 13. Nate Chen finishes his run. Next up, Corey Talaska, blank canvas SLR Speed E36 BMW. And Nathaniel Chen with a 70. Nate Chen with a score of 70 on his, again, the format. Everybody completes 1 run. The bottom 8 will have to rerun to see, 1, if they're in the show, 2, where they land, and they can't get any higher than the final driver that does not have to go to the not so great 8. Corey Talaska. Corey Talaska leaving the start line. This E36. Talk about just the resurgence of BMW's great job filling that first outside zone with a third outside zone. All the courses barely knocking over the outside zone indicator and going towards that ball and ended up just a little bit shy of ball shot in this case.
I really liked his angle through outside zone 3. We haven't seen anybody run that high angle through there and still run a good line and not have any kind of weird, bobbles or anything through there. So that was a pretty good looking outside zone. Number 3, but let's look at his initiation right now as he gets the car to angle. Kind of a slow roll to initiate to angle. We'd like to see that a little bit more aggressive. Decent transition there, good angle. Watch his angle here. See that angle? He drives through this area. Really nicely done through there, but unfortunately throws it away a little bit here on outside zone 4 by missing it so much. Didn't even get a tire near the box, unfortunately, through the majority of it. I think the tire touched the corner at the beginning of the box, and then the whole rest of it was just a wash. So looking at his line through outside zone number 2, looking solid through there. And the angle through 3, again, looks really solid through outside zone 3. And then right here, as he transitions, you can see a hesitation there, and he slows down just too much and isn't able to fill outside zone number 4 at all.
Stepping on and rolling off. Corey Telasco waits a score. Next up, Matthew Bystrak. A 75. 75 for Telasca. All right, as we get our next driver up, if you haven't purchased your Formula Drift gear, please do so now, because with every purchase, you'll receive a Formula Drift sticker pack, compliments of Formula Drift. So buy some gear, get some free stickers. So go to shopfd.com, the official merchandise for Shop FD. Formula Drift, get your gear, wear the flag, and fly it high.
Which one do you like, Jared? Which one do you like?
I like black tees. I'm going to go right. Classic.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, the Wave's cool. Yep. I like that too, with the paint on the asphalt. I think I had that one, but I just wore it out. I wore it too much, and it's gone now. I need to get another one.
I like the classic Wave.
Yeah, I like the Wave too. Yeah. I think I had that one too. I've had so many years. Yeah, I just
I honestly have not had many.
Really? Oh, yeah. You need to get in there, Jared.
Do you know a guy?
I can maybe talk to someone.
All right. Matthew Bystrak here coming down. Alternators. It's great look at that. Yeah, ran that old inside clip. Would have been tight on that 2021 line, but unfortunately way off.
I really want to see this initiation, Jared.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it. Here you go.
As he drives up to initiation, we have 3. Yeah, that was really late. Did you see that, guys? He was like, I think he was pointing the wrong way as he approached outside zone 1, which is very, very late. So we're looking for that flick to happen much earlier. There are 3 cones running up to the initiation point. There's a 3, a 2, and a 1. And the 1 cone is the latest initiation point. Then there's a gap, and then the beginning of the zone. It looked like he was actually pointing towards the zone as he got very close to it. So hopefully we can get another replay of that initiation area, because that's going to have a huge impact on what's going on here with this score, I believe.
There you go. Yeah, it's almost like he initiated like into it. You know? Like, I mean, not that sounded, obviously that's what all of them do, but
no, but they initiate before it, right?
Yeah.
It looked like he initiated into the zone. Yeah.
So he might be a little underpowered. I mean, just all things are saying, you know, when as going to that second outside zone, could not get in and had to go in tight. So unfortunately for Bystrak, at least one major mistake there, but that was on that second outside zone, making that an inside clip. Let's take a look at it again, this angle. Yeah,
it was very late. So Chris will have to get him with the style side of things. His score is going to be low regardless, just because of the line issues through outside zone 2 and then through outside zone 4 as well.
Yeah, you see entering into 4. We've seen worse in that outside zone 4, but in 2 that was just way shallow. So very unfortunate for Mr. Matthew Bystrak. Rich Whiteman coming up. Freedom Motorsports, JZX 100. And there's Bystrak's score, a 49, So all over the board, from some incompletes to 49s to 75s. But just this all outside zone. Got to rise to the occasion. Step on out.
Here comes Rich.
Rich
out
white
of the
man.
burnout box.
Rich white man coming out of the burnout box.
I love that car. Isn't that a beautiful car, Jared?
I'm not a big JZX guy.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just saying.
Well, we were friends. I don't know.
I'm just saying. Like, hey, if you look, I'm
Jared,
meant
look.
to be honest.
Look at it.
Just it's a great looking car. I'm not a bit out of like S15 to JZX 100. I got to pick S15.
Ah, the big
So
boxy.
don't get offended. Don't
And
get
it's
triggered, bro. And I
so-
see some of the spotters
they're
over here
looking
getting
over
mad
here.
at me. Sorry. Well, guess what? It's nicer than my JZX 100 or S15.
Right.
I don't have one. So you want me to lie to you? Sorry. Here we go. Rich Whiteman on initiation. Let's see what we got on the outside zone. G2 too, yeah. So maybe the conditions are changing a little bit. Maybe drifting up. Look at that. Outside zone two. And now 3. Little press up line gets into the dirt. There's a shovel. Can you dig it? Rich says, oh, you don't like JZXs? That's what you think? Okay, well, I'll throw dirt in your face. What do I think of that? Maybe he heard me. That was not harsh. It's like I can have an opinion. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Now I'm triggered.
Everything's about Jared's opinion.
No, you know what? It is.
Let's watch that one more time.
Let's run
Yeah,
it
his
back.
initiation did not go as planned. You could see that as the car rotated to angle, it kind of got caught up, and he wasn't really able to achieve the angle that we'd like to see through that area. So, as you see here, a nice flick that way, and then all of a sudden the car grips. Angle very, very poor through there. As he comes through here, transition, again, controlling the angle, not letting it carry out, and the line really suffered through there as well. So not just the angle. Tire drop there with not great angle as well. And as the car transitions here, gets the angle down, but then the line is sacrificed as he drops the tire off the track there over the line outside of that outside zone 4 area.
Can't wait to get flamed later for saying I don't like JZX 100s.
That's what you get for being
I
honest.
do like them, but in comparison, that's
Okay.
what it is. Like, again, somebody handed me the keys, or if I had, and I feel like now I'm backpedaling. So guess what? Somebody's behind me. Oh, I tripped, fell. There it is. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Good job, Jared.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what? I'm definitely calloused over the years.
I would prefer to see a back bumper on there, though, just personally. You know?
Yeah. See, that's what it was. It needs a back bumper.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so Rich Whiteman got a 59. I'm getting flamed over here on the chat. Sick. Awesome. Flame away. You know what? I got some marshmallows, some graham crackers, and some chocolate. Let's make some s'mores, baby.
Oh, that sounds
Flame away.
good right now.
Just put them on the asphalt out there during the day.
But you're right,
All
it must be cooling down quite a bit out there.
Yeah,
Let's see. Well, it says 90 still.
And here we go with one of 2 females here in the ProSpec Championship. Vehicle shows they're non-binary. A vehicle is a vehicle. Driver behind the wheel, Kelsey. Yeah, I mean,
So it's 86 now, and it was 96.
It was
at
96
the,
at the peak.
The peak.
So,
and you have to expect the asphalt is probably cooler because it doesn't have the sun beating on it as
Yep.
it did earlier. So yeah, the conditions could have changed considerably out there, and that would explain why so many people are having some issues right now.
Kelsey Rawlings coming in hot. That drift check, top 1 oil, Stabil. 303 S14.5 as a Ford power plant under the hood. See what you got, Kelsey Rawlings. Originally from Lake Mary, Florida. That first outside zone, you see that car. Yep, just gripping up a little bit. Coming in second outside zone. Final outside zone. See that? Just going for it.
We're gonna have to look at that outside zone 1, Jared. It looked like the front end either
washed out.
Yeah, washed out, or the rear was too grippy. Either way, the car was not at angle through outside zone 1. So let's see, did the car initiate and straighten, or did she not initiate, period? So she got to angle and then ended up with the front going straight and then getting a little bit of understeer dialed in before she straightened up. So that'll be an incomplete from her, unfortunately.
Kelsey crosses the finish line, and you can see it there once again. Let's take a look at it from initiation. Flicks it. Just kind of rolls into it.
She went to an understeer situation, so she was definitely, front end was pushing in that situation and had to get the car back to angle. So that, unfortunately for her, will be an incomplete.
Ah, what a bummer. So another incomplete, unfortunately for Kelsey. All right, so next up, we should be seeing Rudy Hansen. And there he is. Rudy Hansen. How's that? All right, that's cool. Ryan's into that. Yeah. They're beautiful JZX 100s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a random one. I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
Did anybody on the live stream hear what he just said?
No. Ryan Sage has informed me that some people on the chat are saying that I sound like Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't see the reference, but
didn't he get canceled? So is that why I sound like him? When he's on the stoop of Kanye's house at that Donda concert. Did you watch that?
No.
I feel like you're a big Kanye fan. All right, so Rudy Hansen coming up and on that start line. Yeah. Nah, don't. All right, so Rudy Hansen from Pocatello, Idaho.
Yes.
Leaving the start. Let's see what Rudy's got for us. I know he just won an event out in California, so coming off that momentum. So love to keep that going into that third outside zone, and the final outside zone, come on, just barely gets on in. That second half of that final outside zone for Hansen. Ryan, walk us through what do you see?
Let's watch him come up to initiation here. Didn't do a flick, but definitely a nice little arc there, lining himself up for outside zone number 1. Outside zone number 2 here could have been deeper. And then coming to outside zone 3, you can see there that slight reduction in angle, then pouring it on, but missing the second half of outside zone number 3. Going to outside zone number 4, missed the first part of it, and then went deep into outside zone, the second part of outside zone 4. So there's outside zone 1 again as we watch this replay one more time. Transitions here, and you can see a little bit of control on the car as he transitions it there. Didn't really let it flow in a fluid way. And then came into outside zone 3 a little bit early, which made him miss the second half of it. And then as he went into outside zone 4 there, missed a big chunk of outside zone number 4.
Rudy Hansen awaits his score. And there it is, a 63. 63 for Rudy Hansen. Puts him in that number 11 position. Now what do we got next? We got Amanda Sorensen. Oh, we've seen some greatness from her, and we'd love to see her. What's that? Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Zach Farrar. Zach Farrar with the cool car.
Man.
The Shinchoku Factory 83. S13.4. Had a good debut in Orlando. Struggled a little bit in Jersey. But we'll see how he fares here in St. Louis. Let's see how Farrar he goes. Zach Farrar not too Ferrari deep into that first outside zone. Could definitely be deeper into the second outside zone. Let's go. Oh, tightens it up now into that third. Let's see, lacking a little bit of angle. Would like to see that impact that Chris Yule I know is looking for down to that final outside zone. Want to watch this replay. What are your thoughts here, Ryan, taking a look at that?
Well, I do think some of your quotes here are going to end up on that Instagram
Jared
page.
G. Idioms.
How far will he go? So looking at outside zone 1, he did not get into outside zone 1 fully. Their tire was kind of on the inside line of it. We want to see them all the way in the box, right in that outside line, unfortunately. So not really getting the car where he wants it there. He left outside zone 3 early, and then right here, it looked like there was going to be a wall tap, got real close, hesitated a little bit on the transition and getting the car positioned for outside zone number 4. So not ideal in that situation. So let's watch the run again. You can see they're not filling outside zone number 1. Definitely like to see him further into that box right there. Outside zone 2, same thing. Outside zone 3, like you said, running a little bit low angle at the beginning, and generally the drivers will pour a little bit on, but that hesitation right there on the transition is going to hurt him for sure on the style side of things, coming into that area for commitment.
All right, so Farrar getting weighed in. Like I said, great looking car. And again, the JZX, not a bad looking car.
Not a bad looking car.
Really doubling down on this.
Wow, that's what.
Sean Adriano over here, he's shaking his head at me. He thinks do I just let it lie?
That was 3 cars ago, Jared.
I feel attacked right now, and I can just feel the all caps right now.
Yeah, and all the
no
eyes
cap, right? Is that what the kids say? No cap. 60. Zach Farrar with a 60 in the Shichoku S13. Great job there.
There is a JZX 90 come up that you can kind of redeem yourself with.
Oh,
if you,
JZX 90s
when the 90
and the
comes out.
100s. Man, the 99s. I know it's a joke.
Sean's head's gonna explode over there.
Now I just like messing with all y'all. Now I'm just yes. How does it feel? You were merely adopted. I was born in it.
Oh boy.
Amanda Sorensen competing for the FCP Euro Cup. Little did you know, I have a JZX.
You do? Can I drive it?
No.
Oh, damn.
I was born in it. See, just again, JZX Bane. Here we go, Amanda Sorensen. We saw Kelsey Rawlings again, just should be noted. Female drivers, pilot is United States Air Force, BMW from Las Vegas. Coming second outside zone. Good flick into it. A little too tight. What's going on? Everybody's taking that line, man. Just, you think, get nervous of that wall?
Yeah, probably with the grip difference that's out there.
Oh, man, and then comes up short on outside zone 4. So affecting line, affecting angle, style. I mean, just all of it. Got to tick the boxes first.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like we said earlier, these drivers were all driving so well in practice. It just seems like the qualifying jitters are getting to a few of them. As she comes through outside zone 2 to 3, started off strong in outside zone 3, but then lost a little bit of that line, and then going into outside zone 4, definitely not getting anywhere near that outside zone 4 box that needs to be filled. So let's look at it from the start again. Outside zone number 1, just on that inside edge of the inside line, and then more or less missing outside zone 2 completely. It was just maybe the very outside edge of the first corner of the box touched, but overall not getting in it at all. And then same thing for outside zone 4 there. So the line is definitely going to suffer on this one, and the style as well, unfortunately. So we should prepare ourselves for somewhat of a low score here.
Let's see what we got for Amanda Sorensen. 54. She knows, she definitely, that second outside zone, it's going to get you. It's going to hurt you. You could see it line 17 out of 30 angle, 22 out of 40. It's nearly half, and then half style, 15 out of 30.
Yeah, it's worth 10 points on line. So right there, she lost quite a few points. And then if you calculate in the style aspect of it with that approach not being part of the X factor, so that's where the deductions come in.
All right, we are halfway through, more than halfway through, and you can see Brutsky leads the pack. Jager, Thorne, Talaska, Wadman, Chen, Bogovic, Madison, TLO, and Misko are top 10. And look at that, we got 5 incompletes. So anybody with a score is kind of breathing a little sigh of relief. But you could see Farrar and those drivers, top 10, they're in. They are definitely in. just with all those incompletes. Remember, we take the bottom 8, re-rack them, stack them, and track them to see if they can go back out there and get a score and compete tomorrow in head-to-head. Blake Olson from Las Vegas. Blake Olson. So Javier Martinez was to be next. He will go to the not-so-great 8, but Blake Olson is here. TNVC Coreworks, E92 BMW. And here comes Blake Olson into that second outside zone, ripping, big angle there. So definitely some grip change here. You can see how that car just gripped up and shot into the outside zone 3, and it looked like he really tried to throw a lot at it. So hopefully these spotters are taking note.
All right, so looking at Blake's initiation, nice initiation. Didn't fill outside zone 1 completely, but definitely had stable angle. Went up on the rumble strip there before outside zone 2, and I think that's what affected his line. It when you go up on that rumble strip, it kind of shoots you in, and didn't really. He's lucky that it didn't make the car go straight, which then would have pointed him right at the wall. It in his case, he had enough angle that it kind of shot him down too quickly, and it made him miss outside zone number 2. So if we watch again here as he comes around outside zone number 1, nice stable angle from him there, and then you can see the back of the car rise up on outside zone on the rumble strip there before outside zone 2. And then coming to outside zone 3, does a decent job through there at good angle, transitions the car, and gets through outside zone 4 pretty well.
Blake Olson waiting for his score. Finding out what's going on here with Javier Martinez. He was a no-show at the line. Waiting to see the score here for Blake. And there it is, a 67, a 67. Blake looks like a Disney cartoon right there.
He does.
It just looks like, you know, looks like something, just looks like an extra in a Disney cartoon. Perfect hair.
Smooth skin.
Yeah, smooth skin. Great.
Yeah, the way the picture's lit really gives it that quality, doesn't it?
Look like a filter. Like a filter on TikTok or something. All right, Carlos Arrieta. Carlos, Insane Ways Motorsports, Lexus SC300, Alexandria, Virginia. Let's see what Carlos Arrieta's got. One-stop tuning. Coming down to that second outside zone. You see a little bit of hiccup. Got deeper than most, but that ends up not paying off for him. Saw a correction there. And these reinitiations. So just what we're seeing here is an absolute shift, and this is something we saw in Orlando. You know, just the temperatures dropping.
Yeah. So he does a good job at initiation, but does not get the car into outside zone 1. You can see him outside of the box entirely through the majority of it. As he transitions here, he may have touched the rumble strip. It's hard to tell from this angle, but definitely put him on a poor line. Right here is where the car either misshifts or I don't know what happened there, but he straightened up pretty significantly in outside zone number 3.
And Arrieta could be assessed and incomplete.
Yeah, for that straightening in outside zone number 3. So let's watch it again here. Bit of a hesitation there as well, but let's see as he comes through 3. Yeah, it's actually like a 2-step straighten. He straightens, tries to get back to angle, goes straight again, and then kicks the car out again. So we got another view here. One more time as he comes into outside zone number 2. And then outside zone 3 is where it really happened, right there. I had to reinitiate, so I believe that'll be an incomplete for...
And that is not the correct driver. That is not the correct driver.
Arrieta.
Carlos Arrieta. Next up, we'll see Advani. Richard Advani, the HB Chasers. There's Advani. So again, the incorrect scorecard there. Score was correct, but for the incorrect driver. That is Richard Advani. Advani. And we are clear to send. I can't see a thing, man. No. It's like a UFO coming. Ooh, just barely dips that back right in. Just a tread block, but goes for it on that second outside zone. Into the third, quick correction. Still maintain drift. I would deem that as chaseable still. And then bogs down. Did cross that finish line. Might have gotten, you know, if that was a chase run, might have caught a bumper to the back. Take a look at it again.
I bet he can see into the future with those headlights.
Yeah, see into my soul.
So initiation, again, very grippy. It looks like the car shot in instantly, and he did not get out to outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, same thing. Maybe got a tire there at the end of the zone. Right there was a correction as he came to outside zone 3. And right here, it looked like he was grabbing the handbrake with the car pointing towards the wall, which is not what we want to see. We want to see the car rotated before the car decels. So that's not ideal either. I think Chris will not like that as a style judge. So definitely some corrections in this run, some things that he would need to clean up as he goes forward into competition. And yeah, right there, big hesitation on the transition, which again, the lack of momentum, and it sounded like he was in the wrong gear there. It didn't, like he didn't downshift. It was trying to get the power down, but it just wasn't able to do so through outside zone 4.
And I know they thrashed to build this car back in California, so he's looking to get that car more and more refined with each round of competition, get some more horsepower at it, get it dialed, and get it going. Let's see what Advani scores in a 48. I mean, just with all the incompletes, to be quite honest, Lantain, I think we might have 8 incompletes, or, you know, with Javi Martinez not showing, that's an incomplete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we have 7 incompletes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7. That's 7 incomplete. So those with scores in the, let's say, the 50s or the 60s, they're good. Right now, I believe the lowest score would be just that of 48. I think, if I can just take a look at my notes.
Yeah, I think you're right. There was a 49, so 48.
Yep. Yeah. So Advani. So Houman Rahimi. All right, here we go with our next driver, Houman Rahimi. Ooh, man, blasting off the bumper. Looks like he's got something to prove, but he is only Houman. Coming to that third outside zone, shimming his way in there. And now into the 4th. A little bit of hesitation, but might end up paying off for him, just given the scenario of the track and the ever-changing conditions.
Yeah, it looked like he was dealing with grip issues as well. Bumper hanging off the back of his car. As he runs up to initiation, let's look at the flick that he uses to get the car at angle. You can see a very tiny flick, but drops the tire before the zone, which pushes him off the zone, so he isn't really able to fill it. On the transition there's a hesitation, doesn't fill outside zone 2. Going to outside zone 3, he gets wide early, and then he has to take angle out to be able to get through outside zone 3. And then a big hesitation at outside zone 4 transition as well. Doesn't allow him to go out to outside zone 4 fully. So he was kind of on the inside of that as well. So very controlled drive through this track here, Jared. Not really accurate, and also not letting the car rotate and flow. There was a lot of control. You can see he was on the wheel a lot, not really letting the car rotate So right here is one of those examples as he tries to transition the car and not really letting it get to angle, controlling it, and then trying to pour the angle on, but a little bit too late, unfortunately.
So Houman Rahimi waits, and we talked about it on the front end of the show, Ryan. We talked about how unassuming this track will, be perceived, and then going into competition, going into judging, it's not as easy as it seems.
No, not at all, Jared. It seems like it's really proving itself to be challenging tonight.
52 for Houman Rahimi. And with it being ProSpec, again, all of them running Link engine managements, all of them running GT radials. That's, the equalizer is obviously the builds and the setup and suspension, but the driver as well. But there are certain components, hence the name ProSpec, that are the the factors, the deciding factor. I believe this is Ricky Hoffman. And this is pretty tricky, Ricky. I like that. Ricky Hoffman leaves the start line. Wire care vehicle now coming into that second outside zone. Let's see if Hoffman's got it. Catches some grip. Still holds on to it. Have to take a look at that angle one more time, or lack thereof, into that final outside zone. Swings it on through. Let's take a look at that from different angles, different perspectives of Ricky Hoffman.
Hey, some headlights that aren't blinding.
Who said that?
It was a very slight flick at initiation, but it wasn't enough to get him out to outside zone 1 fully. He was on the inside line, so not getting the tire in the box. On transition here, sort of a slow transition, and then right there we get the car straightened quite a bit. So we're going to have to view that again. Outside zone 3, decent job through there, and then a nice rotation to 4, but didn't really fill 4. You can see he started off pretty good in the zone, and then sort of went on the inside of the box, not all the way wide, and then getting back into the box again near the end. Again, at initiation, you see him riding that line, not the right line though, the inside line, and then transitioning here, kind of slow, not filling, and then straightening right after outside zone number 2. Here's another view. This might give us a better perspective here. Watching the car transition, not filling outside zone 2, and then right there straightening up.
Yeah, just kind of got out there in outside zone 2, pulled out of it. This is just, when you kind of go down a path of that kind of reinitiation, and we started out, with a good few runs, but just as the conditions change, and you talked about, so this will be an incomplete, so that is officially 8 incompletes. So anybody with a score will not have to run again. So anybody with a score will not have to run again. That might not be accurate. Oh, okay.
Okay.
But if Javier Martinez is out, we can't locate anybody else. Oh, Javier. Oh, Javi. Okay, got it. Just getting some clarification here from Pat, Race Control, and he's saying that Javier Martinez is nobody could find him, nobody could locate him, so he might not be like a DNS, like not even showing up. So basically, I'm having to elaborate here on something that is being told to me. And Javier Martinez's team can't be found. So at this juncture, 7 incompletes and a no-show from Javier Martinez. That's what we're currently dealing with at this juncture.
Well said.
Allegedly, unofficially. Did you hear about that? Ryan O'Connor right now, Ignited Soul Nissan 350Z. Allegedly, he throws down a run. Look at this. Let's go, Ryan O'Connor. The the bread man. Into that third outside zone. Look at O'Connor. Ideal conditions for O'Connor. Man, give this guy a cold track and some grip. That's probably one of the best runs I've seen from Rye. Well done, Rye O'Connor.
Yeah, that was a good run, Jared.
That was a great run there from the bread man.
Getting the car to angle here, you can see he does a nice flick, gets the car to the beginning of outside zone 1 and kind of keeps it there. He was only about a foot off of the outside line. Nicely done. Could have been deeper in outside zone number 2 here, but maintaining angle. You can see those front wheels not moving around. Has a slightly lower angle there, but pours it on through the zone. Transitions here for outside zone 4. Has the tire in the box, a little bobble, but overall really smooth. Nice run on throttle. He looked really confident and looked very comfortable throughout the run. So he's going to get a nice score on the board here for this. You know, he might get him for the lack of approach to outside zone number 2 there, the style judge that is. But overall, I think it was a really solid run. And with the incompletes that are on the table right now, I think it's going to give him a good opportunity with this score. Should put him in a pretty decent spot.
Well done by Rye O'Connor. But like I said, he hasn't had the best of luck. But that run right there could be the winds of change for Mr. O'Connor.
Could be.
Boom, 77 for Rye O'Connor, Breadman _350Z. That's his handle, hence the name. Rye, get it, Bread?
Yeah.
Okay, Breadman. 77 for O'Connor. Eric Medici. Okay, DNS. So basically similar to that of Lucas Torno, Chance Crooks, Javi Martinez is a DNS. So did not start, will not be running. So there are only 7 incompletes. Getting absolute clarification on that. So only 7. So what I said earlier is incorrect. The lowest with the score, if we ended right now, would have to run with the 7 other incompletes in the, again, the second run, the not so great 8 that we lovingly have deemed it. Here we go with our next driver, Eric Medici, this Subaru BRZ, coming to us from Brazil. Have you seen Medici compete in Brazil? I know you spent some time over there. The Subaru BRZ into the second outside zone. You can hear it popping off. Looking wild to wild, on the wild side. Into that final outside zone. Oh man, Medici rotates, and there will be our 8th incomplete.
I'm trying to remember, did he have an S14? S13 maybe. May have changed cars.
Did he have a JZX 100?
It's been a while.
How about a JZX?
No, he didn't have a JZX.
No. All right.
No. There used to be a JZX there. I think he might still drive, but he had a weird Chevy engine in it, like an inline 6 that they had down there.
Okay.
And it never ran, so it was very unfortunate down in Brazil there. But looking at what Metzi put together here.
Was it Metzi?
Yeah, Metzi, it's fine. I think it's okay.
Metzi, no, it's not.
There was a hesitation right there on the transition, but his line was pretty solid through zone 2. Looking at zone 3, got out wide a little early, which made him leave outside zone 3 early. And right here, just came in a little bit too hot and over-rotated the car, unfortunately. So be an incomplete for him.
I apologize. Metzi.
It's just the way they pronounce it.
Yeah.
I've heard Medici and all that stuff, but the guys always tell me it's Metzi. Yeah, sick rims for sure. Thanks for that input.
Yeah, our director in our ear is a fan of the wheels.
Yeah, loves the gold.
No points for the wheels, but just definitely get flair points. And that is not Trenton Kropf. It's Eric Metzi. Next up will be Trenton Kropf.
What car does Trenton Kropf drive? You know?
Trenton will be driving the Y-Plate Imports Toyota JZX90.
A JZX90. What are your feelings on the JZX90?
I like the JZX90.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I used to have a JZX90, and I love that car, and I regret selling it.
So these guys are all saying it's worse. Well, guess what? I like 90s, you like 100s. Let's just, here's a bus. I'm going to throw you right under it, okay? Guess what? I love messing with you guys.
To all these nerds
the
up
passion is running deep right now.
You don't love the 100, but you love the 90? What's wrong with you? I happen to really like 90s.
That's funny. I love this. I love where this is going. Regardless, it's all about the driving, not the car. We love the variety. So here comes that Y plate JZX 90.
That is a racy set of graphics on the side of that car, Jared.
Hey, it's a family show. Okay. Well, coming into that third outside zone. Looks like Trenton putting it down for his town. Oh, man, unfortunately, hits it and quits it. Coming to us from the PDX, Portland, Oregon.
All right, Jared, let's check out the replay of this beautiful JZX90. He took a more straight line approach to initiation there, but got into the beginning of outside zone 1. Unfortunately, left it a little bit early. Bit of a hesitation there at transition for outside zone number 2, and doesn't quite fill outside zone number 2. Does a great job through 3, though. You can see there a little bit less angle, but line was definitely better. Big hesitation on that transition towards outside zone 4, and it hurt his line as he went a little bit inside of the zone. So that's, again, outside zone 3, and watch the transition here. Very controlled, almost straight as he did that transition. So definitely low angle, low energy transition through there, unfortunately. But great looking car, Jared.
Just really doubling down. Just love.
Fantastic.
Hold on, is that a scab? Let me pick it. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yes,
Picking that
sir.
scab. Really getting Chris Yule fired up over here.
Yeah,
Just,
wow, they get
he's
very,
an
very
angry elf. He's a South Pole elf.
Very offended.
Yeah. And the sun is setting here in the gateway to the west, but Dmitry Brutsky, the defending champ, is making his presence felt here in St. Louis. O'Connor, probably the highest qualifying finish we've seen from him over the last couple years. Hansen, Farrar, he's sitting in 13th and 14th. Whiteman, Kropp, Sorensen, Rahimi, Bystrack, and Kropp with a 56. Trent Kropp with a 56. There's the score. I do not want to get that guy right there. I do not want to get pulled over by that guy.
No, definitely not. Put a mount, like a hat that the Mounties wear.
Yeah,
on, you know?
that. See, looks like an extra for Super Troopers. I like it.
Should be a little mustache.
I like it. I like it. Those glasses say.
Glasses do it.
I mean, those glasses say don't mess with me, and also he went to the danger zone.
All right, Jack Davis.
Here we go, Jack Davis. Jack Davis, BMW A36, Deutsch Works. Into that. Ooh. That rumble strip. Yeah, rumble strip. Bit of white ankle. That third outside zone does not get out there. Oh, and that throws him off course. And, and that will be an incomplete, man.
It's unfortunate, Jared.
Had a decent start, and then it just started to fall apart once you hit that rumble strip. And you talked about that on the front of the show. Don't hit the rumble strip. It'll bite you. And that's exactly what it did.
Yes, sir. Looking at the initiation, straight line initiation there. Didn't fill all of outside zone 1. Watch right there. Boom, hit that rumble strip. If you don't have the right angle in the car to try to get up on that rumble strip, exactly what happened will happen. And then as he transitions the car here, you can see that he straightened up quite a bit there. Got the car to angle and then drove over the finish line, unfortunately. So that will be an incomplete for him. It's unfortunate, Jared.
Had a decent start. Few more drivers left on their first run. And we do have 9 incompletes. Don't hit the rumble strip.
Good looking car though, Jared.
Yeah, I like.
While we're on the topic of
E36
cars. Yeah, the final outer zone is where the incomplete is going to happen. So the mild straights that happen through here are kind of overlooked, but the fact that he drove over the finish line with no angle will earn Jack Davis an incomplete.
So Jack Davis, and just to clarify, in regards to the incompletes, we will run all of the incompletes. So with 9 incompletes, it's the not so great 9 as we roll into it. And Dustin Miles, as long as he gets a score, he will be in the show. So we do have 32 drivers, so all drivers will be in competition if they get a score. So right now, 2 incompletes. You're not playing, and somebody might get a bye. Dustin Miles looking good. Miles in style, racing S13. And that second outside zone into the third. So just keep it sideways and keep it in the zone. Does come out of it, then re-enters, but that will be a score for Dustin Miles.
I do like his wheel theme though. One car, or one side, one color, one.
A little two-face Jackson.
Nice. Pretty cool. It helps us with the bright wheels to be able to see what's going on. So looking at outside zone 1, you can see the car is really settled, but his line was not ideal. He missed a majority of outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 was in it a little bit better, could have been deeper. Outside zone 3, you can see a little bobble there as he goes through the zone, and then as he transitions for outside zone 4, was in it, got out of it, got back in it again. So ideally, you'd like to see him filling all those zones fully, but at least he's getting in the zones somewhat. So he'll get some points for that, but definitely get some deductions for the misses as well. So right there, you can see a reduction in angle, and then adding some more, transitioning right here. A little bit too controlled right there, not really letting the car flow all the way out, and it didn't allow him to fill the entirety of the zone.
We got 2 more drivers left after Dustin Miles receives a score. Adam Knappich and Alex Licklider. Knappich, who had just such a tumultuous round in New Jersey, tried to get the engine there, get it there, and then just ended up popping on him, unfortunately. So a 67 for Dustin Miles. Adam Knappich in the burnout box. The Donut Graphics, part of the Donut Media.
What are your feelings on S14s, Jared?
Again, it's like children. You know, I have 2. It's hard to pick, but everybody knows I like it. I'm just kidding. All the vehicles, it purely comes down to kind of what you grew up with and all these different things. And as speaking of what you like tires.
Tires.
You want to win some tires. GT Radio, the official tire, spec tire of Formula Drift ProSpec. So enter to win. Go to tinyurl.com, teeny-tinyurl.com/GT Radio, and you could enter to win 4 GT Radio tires exclusive for Formula Drift fans. Go to tinyurl.com.
As a Formula Drift fan, am I allowed to enter to win those tires, Jared?
No, because you are a fan, but you're also paid by Formula Drift Holdings LLC.
Tires.
Here we go, Adam Knappich coming through that start chicane. Oh, he's feeling spicy right now. Ooh, look at a habanero. I can feel it down in my throat. Look at that. All right, Knappich going for that second outside zone. Let's see how he handles the third. Oh, see, even the judge is talking so spicy. Now coming to that final outside zone. What's Knappich got? Yes, there we go. Adam Knappich late. And like I said, had a difficult time in Jersey, no-showed, but here he is showing up.
Nice initiation, Jared, but misses outside zone 1 entirely. Did not get in the box at all. Transitions here for outside zone number 2. Much better job there. In the box at least, not filling it, but definitely there. Good job on outside zone 3. His angle's solid as he transitions here for zone 4. Nice rotation. Riding the nice line early on. It comes off slightly near the end, but very nice run from Adam to Knappich. Always want to say Knappich.
I know.
Knappich. See right there, right on the line, but it's the wrong line. The outside, it's the inside line on outside zone number 1. So we want to see him all the way to the edge of the pavement there. So we will have some deductions on line through outside zone 1, outside zone 2 as well. Much better job through outside zone number 3. Good angle on throttle, some left foot brake there. You can see he was kind of controlling the attitude of the car through there with that left foot brake. He gets off of it just as he transitions the car, then gets back on. But decent job from Adam Knappich here on his first qualifying run.
Donut, we make clothes. See? There you go, thumbs up. Zing zang. Adam Knappich leaves the scales. And there we go, 71. Look at that smile. That says it all. Adam Kanapik slides into 7th position. Should definitely be proud of that run. Now remember, format for the weekend, we have knockout qualifying right now. We have top 32 for PROSPEC tomorrow. We have pro qualifying, and then we go on into Saturday game day with 16 and 32 of pro. So 16 of PROSPEC. Here we go. Alex Licklider. Alex Licklider in the first outside zone, nonstop tuning. Into the second, he hit that rumble strip. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt like we saw earlier with Metzi. And now into that final outside zone. Licklider doesn't get it all the way out there, does keep it sideways. It's a chaseable run. She ain't the prettiest, but it works.
Yeah, there was a lack of angle throughout the run, Jared. You can see here at initiation, the front wheels are not really at much angle. As he transitions here, you'll see that very controlled transition, not really a lot of angle through outside zone 2, and he missed it by a long shot. Same thing through outside zone 3. That may have been the most angle we saw so far. And then right here, slightly more angle, but not an ideal line. So definitely smooth throughout the track, but just not aggressive enough and not throwing that angle that we'd like to see. It just looked very safe.
Yeah, going from 2 to 3. That's where it just looks a little wonky. You could see just kind of holding on.
Yeah, we'd like to see
hesitation going into 4.
Yeah, more angle. He's on throttle, no doubt, but just not running the angle we'd like to see and not having the precision on line either.
So yeah, right now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 incompletes. And Licklider will get a score of 57, so he will be in the show guaranteed. And the 9 remaining drivers, we normally take the not so great 8, but because there are 9 incompletes, we will re-rack them, stack them, and track them. 9 drivers to fight to get into tomorrow's head-to-head competition. Right now, I'm looking at 32 drivers. If 9 drivers, if they don't get a score on their second run, guess what? 9 bye runs. The top 9 drivers. Will that happen? Potentially. Can it happen? Maybe. Would we like that to happen? No. Let's just leave it at that. So we'll take a short break. Again, we'll re-rack them, track them, and stack them. Our 9 drivers that will rerun: Ben Hobson, Andy Haitley, who's currently, Ben Hobson second and third in points, but this is how they finish now. Again, the bottom 9 cannot finish higher than, do the math, 9 from the bottom. So Brutsky, 86, O'Connor, Jager, Thorne, Talaska, Wadman, Kanapik, Chen, Olsen, Bogovic. Those are our top 10. But again, Hobson and Haitley, second and third in points, are going to have to rerun. Casey Cole, Austin Mata, Kelsey Rawlings, talking about Ricky Hoffman, as well as Eric Medsey and Jack Davis. When we come back, we'll continue with the action here. The FCP Euro knockout qualifying. Let everybody know if you're watching live. Let's see, just in the shadow of the gateway to the west here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. When we come back.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
Rockstar energy drink. This is Matt Wall, the twin turbo PWC. Tearing fast, going through the paces. Solid line here, great angle. Woo, good initiation from Dot. Did you see that faint flick entry? Just gangster right there.
Good job right there by Osmo, but look at Odie Bocchi's diving right in on the attacking
Positioning now. Ryan Turf really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens it up to the front clip, as does Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by Danoka. And then he just keeps on going past. And Frederick Osmo fills all the outside zone. Michael, that's a right there. Look at him roll tide. Here we go. Final outside zone line. Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Frederick Osmo right there. And now bring around that final clip. Approaching points of Tyra.
So qualifying playing a role here in Long.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
In my 1,000 horsepower competition drift car, I use Royal Purple XPR 5W50. XPR is specifically formulated to increase horsepower and torque in high performance and racing engines. And its revolutionary Cinerlic additive technology and zinc phosphorus fortified formulation provides the highest level of protection against heat and wear. The new 550 is all killer, no filler. It has better high temperature performance than any other 2050 engine oil. The result is a performance oil that protects like no other, utilizing superior base oils and additives. It's what sets Royal Purple apart from the rest, and what is also transferred down to their HPS high-performance street oil, which is what I run in my daily drifter. So from here to here, all you get is extreme performance from the synthetic experts. Royal Purple.
At O'Reilly Auto Parts, we know how important it is for your car to look sharp and run well. And we're here to make that as simple as possible. Get all the parts, accessories, and tools you'll need for your next project delivered right to your doorstep. Just place your order online and leave the rest to us. You'll have everything you need at your door with free shipping the very next day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Link ECU, Link Engine Management, official ECU of Formula Drift. K&N, the official performance filter of Formula Drift. And FCP Euro, an official sponsor of the Link ECU PROSPEC Championship.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way.
For those who don't settle when others do. Who will give everything but won't give up. For those who believe in unlimited while others limit themselves. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
In Rockstar Energy Drink. This is Matt Wall, the twin turbo 350Z. Tanner fast going through the paces. Solid line here. Great angle. Woo! Good initiation from Dot. Did you see that main flick entry? Just gangster right there.
Good job right there by Osmo, but look at Odie Bocci's diving right in on the attack. And
Positioning now. Ryan Turf really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens up to the front clip. As does Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by Danoka. And then he just keeps on going past. And Frederick Osmo fills all the outside zone. Michael Esso right there. Looking at roll tide. Here we go. Final outside zone line. Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Frederick Osmo right there. And now bring around that final clip. Approaching Porta Tyra.
so qualifying playing a role here in Long.
Welcome back. The bugs are in the air. The cars are down on the ground. And we are ready to stack them, pack them, and rack them. That's right. Ready to die hard. Part 2. As we are seeing 9 vehicles, not 8, because 9 vehicles are incomplete. You can see them right there. Hobson, Haley, Cole, Mata, Rawlings, Arietta, Hoffman, Medsey, and Davis. Hobson in the Pedal Commander Burnout box will be our first driver. And keep in mind, Ben Hobson is currently 2nd in points. That'd be a huge blow to the system if he fails to qualify. I mean, basically, if he does not put down a score with the run. And also keep in mind now, just basically, you just need a score. You just need a score. You're in the show because we do have 32 drivers if all of these 9 drivers get a score. And if one does not, guess what? Our #1 qualifier, Dmitry Brutsky, will have a bye run. Hobson, see what you got. Ben Hobson, Automotive Innovation, CoroWorks, Motegi Racing, S14.5. You talked about the qualifying jitters. Much colder, very different conditions, because remember, he was only 2nd driver right after Thorne, who put down a great run. And it's over 15 degrees cooler from earlier today to now. But it's all about the tarmac and how the tires are talking to the pavement. Now, in that first outside zone, he's using the car up and hip-hops his way into that 2nd outside zone, into the 3rd outer zone, so looking good so far. That angle is very deceiving there. Now coming to that last outside zone, and Hobson spins. That will be... is that chaseable? Is that a chaseable run? Oh my goodness. Ryan, walk us through this. Oh my gosh, Hobson.
Great initiation. Decent job at the beginning of outside zone 1. Kind of left it early. Coming outside zone 2, much deeper than we've seen other drivers. Coming outside zone 3, good angle through here. Look at the throttle usage, and then he just overdoes it right here. Over-rotates the car, goes 4 wheels off, and then gets it incomplete. So that'll be it for him this weekend, unfortunately, with a 4-wheel off at outside zone number 4.
Oh my gosh, what a absolute bummer for Hobson.
So that was the...
that's a bye run for Dmitry.
That's the bye run for Dmitry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because we have 32 vehicles, again, unofficially. It only says position 1 because he's the only car to run out of these 9.
There we go.
To clarify. Next up, the Haley Motorsports BMW E46. Lovely redeemed the nickname the Habanero. Again, from winning round 1 in Orlando to now fighting to get into competition here head to head. And also that FCP Euro Cup, Andy Haitley sits in second. Robert Thorne already in the show. Brutski, who qualified number 1, will have a bye run. He sits in third. So this is do or die for Haitley, who's fighting for that FCP Euro Cup. See if Haitley could put it down. Through the chicane. Aggressive flick in the first outside zone. Comes up a bit short. Just needs a score to get involved. That is way shallow there, Andy. Gets in that third outside zone. Definitely listen. Wait for this late transition. That's what he did on the first run. I mean, less than ideal on initiation and on that second outside zone, man.
But he made it through, Jared.
He did make it through.
Did make it through.
I believe it's scoreable. Let's take a look at it again.
All right, coming up to initiation. Nice flick.
Is it chaseable?
Yes, I believe it is. Missing outside zone 1 by a long shot there, unfortunately. Outside zone 2, quite a bit inside there. Outside zone 3, good job in outside zone 3. You can see here, late transition again. Had to stall the car up to get it around that corner without going off, but manages to do so. In terms of X factor, the commitment side of things, I think it's going to suffer. But let's watch again here. So you can see he's not in that box at all for outside zone number 1. Transitions the car a little bit controlled, but gets the angle through outside zone 2. As he comes outside zone 3, nice line. Angle's a little bit low, but definitely good on line. Outside zone 4, you can see that he overshoots a little bit and then dips it. Dips kind of inside, so not really filling all of outside zone 4 either. So he's going to have some deductions, but he's going to get a score on the board.
Haitley waits for his score. Again, you just need a score to get into the show. And he will, a 59, a 59. 59 to get into the mix, and he does that. And we go, actually, currently sitting in 9th, Casey Cole. Casey Cole in the M-Spec. All right, here we go, Casey Cole. Casey Cole makes his way over with the Type S lights glowing. If you haven't picked up your Type S lights.
There's that matching S15 for you, Jared.
Yeah, see, I like S15s. It's cool, bro.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, don't.
I'm sure you have some supporters on.
Yeah,
on the stream.
It's all good. I mean, I have a lot of supporters, dude. I got a lot of haters. Haters are even just fans in hiding. It's all good. Casey Cole, here we go. They're in denial. Into that first outside zone. Casey Cole just gets that shred in there. Now coming to that second outside zone. That's a bit short. And brings into that third outside zone. Ooh, you see that correction there. Ended up gripping up. Man. What do we got?
All right, let's look at his initiation. Little tiny flick. Not the most aggressive initiation. We'd like to see a little bit more aggression there, but does not fill outside zone 1. Bit of a hesitation on the transition to outside zone number 2. Does not fill it fully. Coming outside zone 3. Does a better job on zone 3. Decent angle through there. And then a little bit controlled on the transition going into outside zone number 4. You can see that long handbrake pull. Just looks like he wasn't totally comfortable going in there, but fairly settled throughout the run. You don't see too many corrections on angle. Car looks pretty settled. Not running a massive amount of angle by outside zone number 2. As he comes out of that outside zone 2 area towards 3, you can see Like I said, a bit of a better line there than the other zones. And then a little slow on the transition and a little controlled going through outside zone number 4.
It's a bit of a boxing match in that cockpit. You saw just hands being thrown. Let's see what Casey Cole's got score-wise. And here comes Austin up to the start line. He got in a tussle with the wall. 54. Just like Johnny Cash says, you know, I fought the wall and the wall won, you know. That's the old adage.
I don't think that's what he said, Jared.
I think that's what I mean.
That's how I hear it.
Prove me wrong. You know what I mean? Just saying. Here we go. Austin Mata. Don't Mata Racing. S14. It doesn't matter if you hit that wall. You need to score, Austin. Let's see what you got. Oh, man, he just loves that thing. Just can't quit you, whoa. Can't quit you. Now Austin comes in that final outside zone. Fills all of it. Look at that. Once he got past that wall of no return, that's a solid run there. It does matter. Austin puts it down. Lights are still glowing. Trunks be popping.
Nice little flick at initiation. Decent line through outside zone number 1. Sort of came out of it a little bit early. Like to see him fill it completely, but nice and deep in outside zone number 2. Tapped the wall there, but it didn't affect his angle, so that's a good bit of good news for him there. And then zone 3 was solid. Zone 4, really good job through there on throttle. Good momentum carried through. Good level of aggression as well. So look at the transition there to outside zone number 2. Coming to 3. Decent job through there. And then transitioning for 4. Nice rotation. Gets on throttle. Powers through on a pretty decent line.
Was it just a kiss, or was there some tongue involved with that thing, man? Look at this thing. I'm talking about that lip. Ooh, she got nasty right there. Shout out to Jabebe. How's it going, Jabebe? Jabebe's kids. Austin waits for a score. And an 81 for Austin. Was it John Cougar Mellencamp, that thing? No? Is it? I don't know. I can't remember.
What are you talking about, Jared?
I fought the wall and the wall won. I just like messing with you guys now. Kelsey Rawlings pulls to the line. Come on, Kelsey. Do it for Florida. For Flow Rider. Welcome to my house. Everybody's favorite song. That and any Black Eyed Peas jam. Kelsey Rawlings. Thrown down for Florida. Kelsey comes into the second outside zone with attitude. Put some stank on it. There we go. Kelsey now to that third outside zone. This is the Rawlings we know and love. Drift chick into that final outside zone. Now a solid run right there. Just keep it going. That forward power plant S chassis. What do you think? You like that?
I really liked outside zone 3. Beautiful job, right out to the edge of the track. Nice angle. Let's look at the initiation though. Straight line, nice handbrake pull, gets the angle, doesn't fill outside zone all the way. Would have preferred to see that deeper in there. Pretty decent job in outside zone number 2. Again, could have been deeper, but look at outside zone 3, right on the outside edge. Beautiful job there.
Yeah, could have been deeper in 4.
Yeah, 4 was definitely a miss as well on line, but good job on angle through the majority of the track. On throttle, good commitment through most of it. I'd say it was a pretty solid run from Kelsey. Let's look at that initiation again. Good snap though. You know, we didn't see a flick. Pretty straight line initiation, but nice flick to angle. Good job there. Decent line through outside zone number 2. And again, number 3 was beautifully done. Good throttle usage through there. Pretty decent run.
Everybody's looking up who sang that song. I'm told Buddy Holly and the Clippets. Is that what it is? Oh, the Wiggles. The Wiggles. They sang it. All right, waiting for Kelsey's score, 73. A 73, a good score. Would love to have that on the first run. Be a little higher, so keep in mind, again, these 9 drivers can't score any higher than obviously the bottom driver. So 32 minus 9, so 23rd. So 24th or lower. They can't score or qualify any higher than 24th. So right now, she's
2 cones down.
Yep. All right, so this is, we are looking at Javi Martinez, right?
This is not ideal.
This is Carlos Arrieta. Excuse me, Carlos Arrieta. So
that's a big straight right there. Somebody just yelled from the other room.
Yeah, somebody is
pain.
just in. Yeah, somebody's in pain over there. Spotters, the spotters are getting rambunctious over here.
That run did not go well right from the beginning. You can see on the initiation, he did not get the car to angle. It didn't go wide like he looked like he attempted to do, and what he clearly should have done there. So watch the initiation. You can see there the car doesn't go to angle. It drives in, misses outside zone 1, gets on the near the rumble strip way too early, misses all of outside zone number 2, goes really wide there, and then is just on a really poor line.
Oh boy!
And you can hear the car sort of die a little bit, and then spun the wheels back up, but it was too late. So that'll be an incomplete.
Double incomplete. So whoever is currently sitting second in points, or excuse me, second qualifying, will have a bye run as well. Oh, so unfortunately for Carlos, that is double incompletes and will not be competing in tomorrow's head-to-head. So again, who finishes in first and second qualifying will have bye runs unofficially. Ricky Hoffman, Eric Medsey, and Jack Davis. 3 more drivers for today's festivities. And here we go. Tricky, pretty Ricky Hoffman. See what Ricky's got on his second run. If I can recall, didn't he just spin out in the last outside zone? In the second, I think he took a shallower line where he exactly did right there. To bring it on in. And let's see how he handles this final outside zone. Way shallow.
Yeah, Ricky Hoffman straightened in around the second outside zone.
Yeah, is that
in
going
his
to be
first
scoreable?
run.
Is that going to be scoreable?
All right, let's look at it. Nice snap to initiation. That was pretty snappy. Good job on outside zone 1. Could have been deeper throughout. Missed the majority of outside zone 2. Got to low angle there. You can see the car sort of hesitated. Had a little stall up, but got back on throttle through 3. Outside zone 4, missed it entirely by a long shot, but was at angle through there. So will get a score on the board. Will not be super high though.
Okay, so will receive a score according to Lontaine here, and 2 more drivers with 2 double incompletes in ProSpec. Thanks for joining us this evening. Again, festivities conclude throughout the weekend, going into tomorrow where we see pro qualifying, and then we see top 32 for ProSpec, and then we will see again on Saturday, we will see top 16 for ProSpec and top 32 for Pro. So a lot of drifting going down on these Pro and ProSpec weekends. This being round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. There's Eric Medsey. Ricky will be getting a score. This is Eric Medsey. Second to last driver of the evening. And here we go.
20.
A 57 for Ricky Hoffman. 57 for Ricky Hoffman. And here comes Metzi. There's Ricky Hoffman. And we're continuing on with Metzi. Bright gold wheels on the corner stand out. Let's see if his driving can stand out this time around. He spun on that last outside zone. Let's see if he can put it down. Good job into that third outside zone. Now coming down into the final. And Metzi gets it done. Tires are squealing. I'm sure he is as well, because he'll be in head-to-head competition tomorrow. Very different conditions tomorrow and Saturday for them as well. Taking a look at this.
Yeah, good flick to initiation. Didn't fill out all of outside zone 1, but definitely was in the box on the transition to outside zone 2. Could have been deeper there. Wasn't all the way out to the wall, but decent angle. Outside zone 3, good job on the majority of it. Left it a little bit early, but as you see him transition here for outside zone 4, very controlled on the steering wheel. He wasn't really letting the car rotate to angle the way we'd like to see it, but he's getting a score on the board here. He's getting himself into tandem competition, and that's what is going to be important for him. So could definitely tighten a few things up, like getting deeper in outside zone 2, staying in outside zone 3 just a little bit longer, and then just letting the car carry in outside zone 4 a little bit more.
One more driver left and 2 scores waiting as we wait for Metzi's score. And there it is, a 65. 65 for Metzi. And Jack Davis will be our final driver. And here's Jack on the start line, the Deutschwerks BMW, that E36. And sending car here for the final time this evening. Jack Davis, you need a score to get into head-to-head. Oh, we saw just a quick little correction. That first outside zone. Don't get twitchy now on me. Comes up short on the third outside zone. Haven't seen much of that. Oh boy, and that's going to be a 0. An incomplete, so our top 3 qualifying drivers will have bye runs. 100%. Yeah, so unfortunately overcooks it, burns the meatloaf, and Jack Davis unfortunately almost had it, but like I said, right there on that third outside zone, watch him, he throws himself off, and then just this line, he comes in way too hot, doesn't take a lot of speed out of it, goes and 1, 2, 3, at least 4, and then there he hit the finish line. So oh, what a bummer for Jack Davis, and what a crazy turn of events. Just an interesting track. We talked about it on the front end, and we got to talk about it on the back end. This, you know, mildly unassuming course, 4 outside zones, never before seen. You know, no inside clips, Lantaine, and here we have, you know, just a crazy, no pun intended, turn of events.
Yeah, we'd like to see a few drivers tighten it up a little bit, but tomorrow they will have a chance to compete head-to-head, and it's not going to matter in a big comparative sense. It's just going to be run for run. So the only thing they're going to have to do is be better than the driver they're going up against during that run. So they have some more practice tomorrow morning, I believe, and then they'll get right into competition.
Yeah, we have a lot of festivities here this weekend, and there you can see Dimitri, Rye, and Jager all by runs. So they're going to see top 16 competition. They won't have to run tomorrow. They'll just go right into, again, top 16, which goes down on Saturday, because tomorrow's festivities is all about top 32 for PROSPEC, which we just saw qualifying, and qualifying for Pro. This is round 6, because we have 2 more rounds after this of the Pro Championship. The PROSPEC will rejoin us in Utah in just a couple months, and then we will obviously see, exciting. So actually, this is round 5. Why do I keep saying 6? We got 5, 6, 7, jeez. Oof, all over. Tune in tomorrow. Again, there are times Pro qualifying, halftime break, and PROSPEC top 32. Join us, FormulaD.com. Tell your friends, tune in. That's, again, take a look. That's Eastern time. Local time right now, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're looking at your clock, figure it out, do the math. We'll see you tomorrow. On behalf of our judges, Ryan Lontaine, I'm Jared Dienda, and this is Dimitri Brutsky, our #1 qualifier, 2-time defending champ. Take a look at it. He rises to the occasion. Can he be not only the winner here, but can he be 3-time in a row FD Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship? We'll see you online. We'll see you another time. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. We'll see you tomorrow here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, St. Louis, Missouri.